Marissa.
We have one last question, but before I ask it, just a reminder to our audience that there'll be a book signing after the talk. It'll be immediately to the left of the stage. So, final question for both the governor and Jonathan Haidt. What gives you hope?
Go first. Sure. Happy to jump in. You know, when you're talking about a topic like this that is so heavy and feels very dark and depressing, it's easy to get lost in that. For me, what gives me hope, there are a lot of things. Number one is no matter what terrible things are happening within the community, within the state, within the country, I still get to wake up every single day and live in the best country that the world has ever known. And that is an incredible thing that should give every single one of us hope, because no matter how hard some things are here, it's 10 times harder in a lot of places all over the globe. And so one of the things that I love is that I get to live in the greatest country on the face of the planet. I still get to enjoy the freedom to make decisions about how I raise my kids, what church I go to, and how I live my life. And a lot of people don't have that. One of the other things that gives me hope, I'm a person of deep faith. It's not something I apologize for or hide from, and so that is something that even on the darkest, most difficult days, I have hope in that, because ultimately I know how the story ends. And so for me, it's very simple. I get to be an American, I get to be a Christian, I get to be an Arkansan, and those are all things that give me hope every single day, even when we have so many difficult challenges facing us.
Hear, hear. So what gives me hope is this. Social change is usually really, really hard. Almost all the hard problems we face in this country are really hard. They take a long time. It's going to take billions of dollars to fix for a lot of them. And this one's really, really different. What I've laid out for you is that we are witnessing what I think is the greatest destruction of human capital and human potential in human history outside of the 2 world wars. I'm not going to compare to that. But what we're seeing is this global loss of human potential in the next generation. Huge problem, right? We can solve it, and we're doing it. It's the most amazing thing. Around the world, parents driven by moms, parents are saying, we're sick of this. How did family life become a fight over screen time? This phone-based childhood is only 12 years old. It's not permanent. We can get rid of it. And what gives me hope is that we're doing it with actions at the state level, actions in families. What I saw today, the school administrators taking their own initiative, innovating themselves. So what a joy it is to be alive at a time when we have this enormous problem that we can actually solve if we work together, and it's bipartisan, and we can do this as a country. And we must do it as a country. And that gives me hope that we're going to do it.
Great answer. One closing thought from both of you in that spirit of action. If there was one takeaway, one call that you'd like to make to everyone here tonight or watching as voters, as parents, is it never let the phone in their bedroom alone? Is it call your superintendent? What would be your one call to action to everyone here tonight for both of you?
So I think mine would be that reach out and talk to other people, because this is a collective action problem. So we're building a movement. If you go to anxiousgeneration.com, we're finding so many people want to contribute, artists, musicians. People really care about this. Almost every parent cares about this. And so my one, I guess, call to action would be, don't think you have to do this on your own. Reach out, talk to the parents of your kids' best friends, do it together. Talk to the people at your kids' school, talk to your neighbors. So reach out, we can do this if we do it together.
I think that's a great point. Every single person in this room has a sphere of influence. You have people that you work with, people who you attend sporting events to watch with your kids. I mean, there's so many different touch points that you have. and talking to other people, raising that awareness, and not being afraid to have the conversation and say, here's what we're going to do this with me, and encourage other people to be part of it. Because I think so often, certainly as a parent, you don't want your kid to be left out. You don't want to be the only one. So building on the sphere of influence that you have, the community that you know, and getting those people to make the commitment with you, I think makes it a lot easier and a lot simpler, so they don't feel like they're being left out of something.
Governor Sanders, Professor Haidt, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here tonight. Thank you.